This is a really interesting topic to me of the breaking log, and it's simple, but breaking logs into incremental
Yeah.
files.
Yes. So logging is such a big part of our day to day as programmers. If we're not logging, you will get a lot of headaches. That's what is going to happen. So I definitely recommend logging out everything you do. I usually start with using the output debug on a lot of things. But then once I'm about to release this to somebody, I change the output debugs with log or some logging function that I have that it logs into a file. But the problem is once you run this thing for a long while, then the file can get bigger and bigger and bigger. So how can you account for that? How can you track that? How can you make sure there are some sort of limits, right? And I remember, Joe, we were talking about this in a different call, and we were going for, hey, there are different ways that we can calculate this depending on what you care about. Like, for example, if you don't care about the size of the file, go for it and just do it every year. Like you can renew the log every year. And what happens is that's where you said, well, but date is a natural point. It's a natural breaking point. So if you name your file with the year, automatically the next year is going to create a different name. So let me show you something like that real quick. So basically, if you say file append test info into, and now we have to put the name of our file name. Let's have that here. And our file name is error log, and then you say underscore. So this is part of the name. And after the underscore, you put a year, and then log. You're automatically going to get this breaking point because this variable gets updated automatically by AutoHotkey, which means that now it's going to give you 2025. The next year is going to give you 2026. And as soon as you do that, you don't have to touch your script. It will automatically generate a new file for that particular year, which is great because you don't have to even think about it, right? But then we noticed there are other reasons that you could do this, right? And other ways. You could do the time as well, not only the year. You can say, hey, I'm on an hourly basis kind of thing. Every hour I need a new thing, but I want to kind of like group them by month. So you can put the month and the hour and or the day. You just put a date in different parts of your
No,
name.
it's simple, but just show your code again, just to because
Sure,
it makes it crystal clear, right?
right. I'm on an hourly basis. So let's do a hour, right? Or I could do AHH. Can I do that? I don't know. I've never done that. So it has to be hour. That gives me an hourly log and it naturally breaks at the hour. But let's say I want to group them by day. So
Right.
now I want to have the number of the days. So a monthly, ADD, I guess, right? So this is the day and this is the hour. Oh God, I need it to be grouped by month. You just add additional points to it until you get what you need. AM, month and day, and then hour, right? It doesn't really matter, and you can
Now,
have the
let's say
spaces or whatever.
you have a crazy number of different types of errors. You could add the error type as a variable in here too to organize them by type, right? It makes it really easy
The
to.
funny thing is that it's so quick, like you don't have to do anything. It does the thing automatically for you, right? You don't even have to think about it. The one thing is, if your file name is generated using several variables, then you can do that. But what about the fact that you can probably care about space? Then you say, oh, you know what? I want logs. I don't care how long they are. People, I don't know how people are going to use it, but I want to make sure that only if the log file is less than 1 MB, I'm going to be keep adding to it. After that, then I will generate a new one, right? Then at the beginning of your script, you might want to start with your whatever name is, and then you check for file get size, which is a function that we can use, and then you pass the file name and you tell it how you want the sizes, probably megabytes, right? Something like that. And then if that size is more than whatever it is, then just iterate the name 1, 2, 3, or by date. I don't care. It doesn't matter what you do. Just append a date or change something or do something else. I don't know what it is, but the point is, just make sure that you have an if statement that checks for the file size. Then deal with that when the log is there. Probably archiving old ones or deleting old ones.
Now, Isaias, you're gonna laugh at how lazy I am, and even for me, right? Go to the Zoom folder, S Drive Zoom folder under admit whatever. Then under that one is the time tracker tool, right? I was talking to Irfan because this is kind of partially how I'm like, hey, I want it's not a log, but it's of the sections of the calls and what we've done, right? And I want it. Are you sharing your screen? Can you share your screen when you get there? Um, I want to first off break up the calls by the day. That way, my Friday calls are in one file, the Saturday calls another, and next week I don't have to worry I overwrote something, whatever. But
Right.
we, of course, as I think we showed you guys this script, it's the beginnings of it. We are
Where do I go? Sorry.
Zoom,
New?
Zoom, Z,
Oh, okay, there we go.
and then admit participants, and then under that is the time tracker.
There we go.
Yeah. So this actually, and open up a log file. Just go to one of the log files, right? So it tells us not only the time and stuff, but the it gives us the FFmpeg code to go rip out that part.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. Yeah.
Here was the funny part. Is there an older one? Is there one from a couple days ago, or like,
No, well, I don't see any.
because initially, Irfan, and I don't blame him, like we're working on this, right? He was putting in placeholders for file name because he's like, I don't know the
Uh-huh.
file name. And then
Right.
I started laughing because I'm like, okay, listen. I said, this is going to sound crazy, Irfan, but put in the date and hour one, and then when we get longer than 60 minutes, make it hour two. And I said, I want you in this script to go create the FFmpeg, the MP4 file also. So not
Right.
only are you writing this, but you're going to write the file, a blank text file with that name. Why? Because when I'm in Zoom and I go to download, I don't have to name it. I will just select it, and it
Yeah,
says,
you just get it.
You sure you want to overwrite? Yes.
And that's
Right?
it.
And I don't have to write it. And I'm like, it was so dumb, but it's brilliant, right? I'm like,
It's awesome. The
I
file gets there is just like empty at the
yeah,
moment, right?
exactly. Yeah, it's just a template.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, wow,
And then
that's
when you go to Zoom, you just click on it because
no,
that's one of the annoying parts that whenever you hit on save as, you have to type the name of a file.
right.
But then you
And
realize that
humans,
if you click
yeah.
one, it types the name already.
And humans make mistakes, right? So
Right.
I freehand been writing that for years now, right? And I'm like, this is awesome. I don't have to do a darn thing.
That's totally cool, right?
So
Oh. So Nick was asking whether we could showcase the